So, Todd McFarlane says that he's finished the script for a new Spawn movie. Look, on one hand, we're all kind of riding this high since Deadpool kind of kicked open the door for R-rated superhero movies, which I wouldn't say that Deadpool started the trend. We've had R-rated superhero movies before. We've obviously had Punisher and Punisher Warzone, as well as all three Blade movies. Even the sci-fi adaptation of Man-Thing was R-rated, technically. Watchmen was R-rated. We even had Dredd, and, the Sylvester Stallone movie was that. Yeah, so we've had R-rated superhero movies before, but Deadpool is the one that's really been the most, successful. Now, it's kind of kicked open the door. Deadpool, while it's not the first, it has kind of kicked open the door for the possibility of other R-rated superhero movies. There's a potential for that genre. There's a bigger niche for it now. Fox kind of stepped up the game with how successful Deadpool just did. And, I would not be surprised if this continues with, of course, Deadpool, or, when they finally decide to do a go-ahead with the X-Force movie. So it makes me wonder if Marvel and DC are going to follow this. Are they going to, is Warner Brothers going to look at the numbers Deadpool's been making, which I think it's 135 million last time I checked, but it could be even higher, and that was just from the weekend, and it's apparently the highest grossing movie, R-rated movie for opening weekend. We even have, it's broken a few other records, apparently, but yeah. I'm kind of wondering, and I'm also hoping that maybe this will make Warner Brothers be like, you know what? Maybe we should make Suicide Squad R-rated. Because that movie needs to be R-rated. I'm still excited for it, but at the same time, I feel like I would like it more if it was rated R. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're actually here to talk about another possible comic book film made R, but yeah. So Todd McFarlane, like I said, has, announced that he is making, he's apparently, quote-unquote, finished the script for a Spawn film. Now, just because he's finished the script, let's be honest here, just because he's finished the script does not mean the movie's going to happen just like that. You got to find, a team that's going to take it, producers that want to, put money into this project. You got to find a director. You got to find writers to help, edit it. You got to find actors. There is a big problem. Just because you finish the script does not, mean green light movie right off the bat. And how many times has McFarlane... And let's be honest, guys. How many times... Raise your hands. How many times have you heard this song and dance from McFarlane before? Did you say 5? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's more than that, but I'm pretty sure 5 since, ever. He's talked about, I want to do a Dark Spawn series. I want to do this and that and this and that. But yeah. So, until I see, this movie actually getting a release from Lionsgate or someone of that nature, I'm still yeah, sure you did, McFarlane. Because that's the thing, McFarlane just talks, but he never, he talks, but he doesn't really show. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I hate... Look, the thing is that I actually like the 90s Spawn movie, and that's another R-rated film. Another R-rated superhero film. But the thing is that McFarlane, we've heard this song and dance from him so many times is that I'm kind of disillusioned to him. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who has that kind of, disillusionment. I'm pretty sure that's a word. As well. Now, do I want to see another Spawn movie? Yeah, I'd be down for it. But apparently, according to McFarlane, is that this is not going to be a superhero or action film. What he wants to do is make it a dark and sinister horror film. I'd be down for that. The big problem with Spawn, and this was addressed in Geekvolution's Spawn year, was that, McFarlane never knew what the fuck he was doing with Spawn. It was all picture, and McFarlane can be quoted on this, it was picture over story. So, the thing is that if you're gonna do it one way or another. Make it a superhero movie, make it a horror film, but you can't have both. So, I think a cool idea would be seeing a comic book horror film. We've never really got, well, I guess you could say the Tales of the Crypt in a movie, because those Tales of the Crypt was technically based off of a comic book, and there's been 2 movies, I believe, but I'm getting off topic. So, we've never really had a, superhero horror, a comic book horror comic. But the thing is that people kind of expect a superhero story from Spawn. So the fact that the original idea, and this is apparently the rumor, and this is something that McFarlane's talked about, Todd McFarlane's talked about before, is that the idea he's always had for a rebooted Spawn film is Spawn in the shadows, and you don't really see him, and it follows more of Sam and Twitch. Which, okay, I mean, obviously Sam and Twitch are great characters, but the thing is that people, and here's the big thing, and I don't mean to sound like, there's a word, I don't mean to sound like I'm shitting on the idea. I don't. I really don't, because I don't hate Spawn as vehemently as some people do. There are some problems. There are some major problems. I'll take that back. Major problems, and McFarlane ain't exactly a saint. But I will say this, is that Spawn can be entertaining under the right elements. I mean, even McFarlane can make Spawn entertaining under the right elements. But when you're trying to do stuff just for the sake of artwork, then what the fuck? And like I said earlier, you can have one, but you can't have the other. So that's kind of the thing. Is that, and the other thing is that people know Spawn for being a dark anti-hero comic. So when people go into this theater and see Spawn kind of like acting like the shark in Jaws, meaning you don't see him much, and when you do, it's awesome, but it's few and far between, then we're going to have a problem here. Now, am I interested in the idea? Yeah. Am I skeptical? Yes. Honestly, I am very skeptical that this movie could still be made until I see like a director is put on the project, until I see casting put on the project, like until I know officially that this is a go, rather than Todd McFarlane just saying, "Oh, I finished the script. It's 183 pages long." You see, here's the thing about movies. Apparently, producers particularly like it if a script is only like 120 pages long max. 183, that's going to be a hard sell, and there may be some stuff cut out of it. So, that might be a thing. Also, it depends on who would take this. My bet would be Lionsgate. I feel like Lionsgate would be the ones to take this, because they've known to be doing stuff like this, or maybe even Robert Rodriguez's film line, Troublemaker. That could be another good one. Those would be my two picks. Honestly, Troublemaker Studios or Lionsgate. Those would be my top two. I would be surprised if like someone bigger, like a bigger group, took over for this. Now, could Spawn work as a horror element? Yeah, it could work as a horror comic. I mean, there are some scary ass imagery in Spawn. There's even some very creepy stories told with Spawn. But the thing is that people. And again, I'm bringing this back up, is that, people come to see Spawn kick some ass in very bloody style. They want to see him fight Violator, they can't use Angela anymore, because now Angela's under Marvel. But the thing is that you could see her, you could see the other characters like Overkill or Cygor, characters like that in Spawn movies. Fighting with him. And the other thing is that, would it be Al Simmons? Would it be Al Simmons, or would it be, Jim Downing? I mean, you could honestly tell the story of, Jim Downing's story without Al Simmons. You could, it almost feels sometimes that you could honestly do Jim Downing's story without the need for doing Al's story as well. But I feel like the safe route would be Al, honestly, would be doing Al Simmons' story. So, yeah, I guess the story would be, again, it's a horror film, so I guess it would be Sam and Twitch investigating these series of brutal murders throughout, I'm trying to remember the alley Al lives in, but yeah, all these horrible murders, and Spawn's, of course, the perpetrator, and there's more of a Sam and Twitch dig deeper, and there's more of a supernatural element to it. Like, you could have Violator in the film, too, and the two of them are Violator and Spawn are raging like this supernatural war. That's how I kind of see it in the back scene. Kind of make it like a very dark and supernatural version of X-Files. Yeah, instead of Mulder and Scully, it's Sam and Twitch. And I know, yeah, X-Files has done supernatural stuff before, but yeah, just kind of take an element, make it a very long X-Files episode, and just don't, instead of using Mulder and Scully, just use Sam and Twitch. I think that could honestly work. But again, I'm just kind of like, yeah, we heard you before, McFarlane. Let's see if you can deliver this time. That's all I can say. Would I like to see this? Yeah. I think it's time, as much as I love the whole superhero genre, don't get me wrong, I'm not bored of it as some people are, and I can understand that some people are, but yeah, I feel like even though, again, Deadpool's not the first R-rated superhero movie, we've had several in the past, but I feel like it's the one that's going to really, with the hype it's made, it's going to make some other studios take a step back and think, oh, we can do that and it can work? Holy shit! Now, granted, Marvel kind of does that already with their Netflix shows. Obviously, we saw some dark tones in Daredevil Season 1, and of course, goddamn, the awesomeness that was Jessica Jones, and I'm pretty sure we're going to get more darker elements along the lines with Daredevil Season 2. Can't wait for that. So yeah, I don't hate the idea. I know I sound like through the entire video, I sounded like I hated the idea, and I'm really sorry. It's just, again, and I keep bringing this up because it's a valid point, Todd McFarlane's kind of walked this walk before, so forgive me if I'm being skeptical, and I'm pretty sure some of you guys are very skeptic about this as well, but would I like to see a Spawn movie? It done in like a vein of a R-rated horror film? Sure. Yeah, so... but I don't know, I just kind of don't really put a lot of stock into it until I see some more evidence to it. Anyway, so you guys tell me, what do you guys think of the idea of Todd McFarlane making a script for a new Spawn movie, and how would you like to see the new Spawn movie told? What kind of elements would you do? Would you make it a straight-up horror? Would you make it a bloody R-rated film that earns that R? What kind of villains would you want? We can't have Angela, sadly. We can't have Angela. And Angela was really a villain, though she did start out that way. So Violator, Cygor, Tremor... Well, Tremor wasn't really a villain either, though Jim Downing's run kind of made him a villain. That's a slippery slope right there. You have Overt Kill, Anti-Spawn. I would love to see Redeemer. I would love to see, honestly, Redeemer in in a Spawn film. I think, you could have Violator, because he's kind of... him and Mal Bolger are kind of obviously necessary to a Spawn film, but I'd love to see if this ever got a bigger got bigger than it was. I would love to see a Spawn and Redeemer throwdown on the big screen. Anyway, so you guys once again hope y'all enjoyed this. Really interested to see what you guys have to say about all this, and once again hope y'all enjoyed it this vid, and yeah, once again hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later.